Take the harp and join the chorus, Muppet fans, and welcome to Movin' Right Along, a Muppet Christmas something or other podcast. This is the podcast where we watch A Muppet Family Christmas 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Ryan Rowe.
I'm your other host, Anthony Strand.
And I'm your persistent friend of the family, Danny Horn.
Welcome back. And today we are watching minutes 19 and 20 of A Muppet Family Christmas, in which the Sesame Street gang settles in and the turkey negotiates his way out of being cooked.
Also known as Muppets Haunted Mansion Holiday. That's my idea for a new special.
Yeah? Tell me more about
never
this.
Mind. I thought that would be funny, but it really obviously was not. No, but I thought it would be like cool. Like, wouldn't that be a great, like, to turn that also into a Christmas special? So you have like Muppets, like they do with Haunted Mansion Holiday, it would just be like the Muppets, but with Jack Skellington and Sally and Oogie Boogie.
Oh yeah, that definitely. Yeah.
There you go.
You know, anytime we could get Catherine O'Hara working with the Muppets, fine, great. I'll take it.
Sure. So as this clip begins, the Sesame Street Muppets finish their song, which means they sing la. That's it. That's
impeccable.
The song. And then they're all very happy to have sung the song like Muppets do. They're celebrating the good job they all did. We hear Big Bird say, "I love carols," and hey guys, his performer's name is Carol.
Yeah.
Right.
He's really into himself.
Yeah.
Which was like one of the first in-jokes I ever noticed, I think.
Yeah. You think it's deliberate?
Was that line in this special? I feel like it must be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like his own first name.
Yeah.
If you sang a thing and then said, "I love Ryan's," like it would be
but there's no such thing as Christmas Ryans, unfortunately.
No, not yet.
Right.
But no, because like we had Sesame Street storybooks, and they all say in them, on Sesame Street, Big Bird and Oscar are portrayed by Carol Spinney. All the picture books say that in them.
Yeah.
So I always knew that. And then when he says, "I love carols," I was like, bro, that's his name, Carol! Like, as a little kid, you know.
Well,
How old were you?
Excited.
How old were you when you saw this?
When I first saw
18.
this, I was no, I bet I was 9 or something. It was on Nickelodeon. It was like those mid-90s Nickelodeon airings.
So you were not alive in 1987?
I certainly was. I was born in 1984.
Okay.
But I turned 3 just after Christmas that year. Yeah.
So, just any final thoughts about Deck the Halls? I think we kind of covered it yesterday.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Kermit then says, "It's nice to have everyone here. You can feel the peace of the holiday season." This is where it seems to me like he knew they were coming. I think Kermit called and invited all these Sesame Street guys.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But how great is it that he says you can really feel the peace of the holiday season and then gets trampled to death by monsters?
Right. No sooner does he say that than a mob of monsters pushes their way into the house. It's not easy to track how many of them slip on the icy patch. You can hear the sound effect twice. I didn't.
So we're calling it 2 more. So that's 12.
I think that means 12 victims of the icy patch so far. Then Ma tells Doc that either he and Sprocket are going to have to give up their hammock in the attic or he's going to have to build bunk beds. I feel like Doc should get some kind of priority here just because he's presumably paying for this place and all these other Muppets are just freeloaders who showed up.
That is true. But he seems actually kind of excited about the bunk beds.
Yeah, he seems cool with it now.
Well, but that's tinkering. Like,
oh yeah, he's excited.
Ma Bear's just telling him to do what he does at home.
Yeah, maybe
right?
he's like, "Ooh, I never
build
built
some
bunk
nonsense
beds before." Yeah. He's gonna build some like useless feature into the bunk beds just because he can.
Right.
They're next to each other. I noticed something that is just like this incredible level of skill that these people brought to the project. There's that happens, like the Ma Bear and Doc dialogue goes on while there's like a stream of Muppets coming in, like Sesame Street Muppets coming in from the door and walking past. And it is timed like unbelievably crisply so that at the exact moment that Ma says bunk beds, the honker walks by and goes burp, burp, for bunk beds.
Either that or build bunk beds in the broom closet.
It's just like perfect. They must have like really planned out that timing so that like exactly at that moment it goes bonk, bonk, and then they keep going.
Yeah,
and it's amazing
timing.
It's just like this attention to detail that this crew had.
Yeah, I think I mentioned in a previous episode that I had this idea that someday I'm going to get around to doing it for an article on the Tough Pigs website called Muppet Micro Moments, of just like my favorite little tiny details like that. And that would definitely that's a good one for that list. The honk honk bunk beds.
And then Ernie and Bert kind of like at the end of that line, again, like perfectly timed. Like their Ma has just left, they've just delivered the line. Doc turns around and
again, just the pacing of the special is like, okay, now it's time for Ernie and Bert.
Yeah.
They introduce themselves to Doc. He introduces himself back. Bert says, "Did you know that Doc starts with the letter D?" Doc says, "Why, yes." Ernie says, Yes starts with the letter Y." Doc says, "True." Ernie says, "And true starts with the letter T." Doc says, "Hey, what is this?" And Bert says, "Where we come from, this is small talk."
Which is, in a special that is all best moments.
Yeah.
That's my absolute favorite moment.
I wrote down, like, is this actually the best joke in a special full of best jokes?
Well, actually, like, it's the little capper at the end is, like, the real thing where Doc says, "I'm going to go build some bunk beds." And he goes off and they go, "Bunk beds, B words."
And then they both laugh.
And they're so excited. Yeah, like that. I think that, yes, it's probably the best moment.
It's the perfect sort of button on what has already happened, which was already perfect.
Yeah. I think I quoted that. I think I quoted that in Muppet Zine #1. I just like had a little extra space and I wanted to put something. And I think what I did was I just took that little bit of dialogue.
Cool. People want to go look for that. I think every issue of Muppet Zine is archived on toughpigs.com.
That's right.
So go check that out.
That's a plug for my
25 years ago.
My 25-year-old project. Yeah.
Right. I was gonna say also some of the Sesame stuff in this, and especially the small talk thing, feels like Jerry Jewell remembering how bored he was working at Sesame Street before the Muppet Show started.
Yeah.
You know, because like he has talked in interviews about how like he never felt his sensibility was quite right for Sesame Street.
And so now he's doing stuff that is like gently mocking them.
He had to fit the curriculum into everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of this in a nutshell. So, yeah. When Bert laughs, it sounds for a split second at the beginning like he's doing Fozzie's laugh. Like he starts going, "Ah," before then he sort of transitions into the ah. I almost wonder, and of course they could have done, multiple takes of everything because this is what you do on a TV production, but I almost wonder if Frank Oz sort of forgot or like started to do Fozzie's laugh before catching himself, because presumably he's been performing Fozzie on the same set of the same production on the same day.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I always wonder about that. I'm not going to ask him about it on Twitter though.
Not at all. But yeah, this is time where I guess honestly it's the Frank Oz characters that you really notice. Like Cookie Monster and Animal are in the same scene, basically, like very close to each other. And also during the pageant, Bert has a line and then Sam has a line. And that's also like those characters' voices are very close. And so like I just noticed, there's a couple of like double Frank Oz.
Yeah.
Several like double Frank Oz voices.
And most of the performers have sort of like sets of
kind of
like styles of voices that are very similar to each other.
Kermit and Ernie too are a big one for me.
Exactly.
Right.
If only Nigel was there, then they could all have a conversation and sound very similar to each other.
If only Nigel was there.
He might be in the crowd scene at the end. I don't know, but so then we are in the kitchen where the turkey is trying to talk his way out of getting cooked by the Swedish chef. I love it when the chef smacks the turkey in the face with celery.
Okay, so that's got to be Frank, right? It's got to
doing the hands of the chef in the scene. There's no reason why it wouldn't be at this point. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's just the chef and the turkey in the scene.
And basically, what's happening right now is the chef is waterboarding the turkey. he's like celery boarding him. Like he's like smacking him in the face with celery until you confess.
Yeah. Well, right, because he's trying to tell him he's not a bird, and then he's like, okay, but I'm a seagull. So and then finally he breaks.
Keeps on smacking him in the face
under the pressure. He finally cracks and admits that he's a turkey. And then the chef responds, "E Toshkishnu." Again, understandable. Right. I think we all would respond a similar way in a similar situation.
I mean, at Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. Then he starts measuring the turkey with this yardstick that he got somewhere to see if the turkey will fit in the pan.
And then the turkey says...
Now this is the traditional, like, measuring nice fat bird. Like this is we gotta start talking about like the death of sentient beings here.
Yeah.
Right, but like that.
But
like my question is that a tradition? Is that a thing? Measuring a turkey, like
by the time you're preparing to cook your turkey, you should already know whether or not it's going to fit in your roasting pan.
Exactly. Like it's nonsense.
Yeah. Not if it's a guest in your house at the moment.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah, he still has all his feathers
talking
and stuff.
to.
Yeah, the chef didn't plan this out very well. Like he
really did not.
Because from what the turkey said, it kind of sounded like they just ran into each other somewhere along the way, and the chef invited the turkey to the farmhouse. But what if the chef hadn't met this turkey? What was his plan?
He was going to keep going. He was going to keep going down a dark alleys until he finds a turkey.
Yeah. He was just going to cook one of the other Muppets, I guess.
I mean, it's serial killer behavior is what it is.
But not atypical for the Swedish Chef.
No. The thing I think is interesting about this is, like, it's super dark, but they make sure that we don't really like this turkey.
You're right.
Yeah, the turkey's not sympathetic.
He's very annoying. He has, like, a scratchy voice. He's really big, and it looks like he... like can kind of like take care of himself. Mm-hmm. Like if you were like smacking around just as a random example, like Robin, like smacking him around with celery, and like you would feel bad for him because like he's getting beat up. But
he's
like the turkey
guy. And when he first shows up, Gonzo tries to warn him, and he just totally ignores it.
Yeah,
like pushes him aside. So yeah.
And then the other thing that I think they do is they give him sunglasses, which obscure his eyes, and it makes us like the eyes, especially with Muppets, are like that's the thing that we connect to and love. Is their eye focus.
Yeah.
And for this character, that he's got sunglasses on so that we don't connect to him.
That's interesting.
We're okay with the fact that he's about to be murdered.
Right. I mean, and that's presumably why Clifford, who debuted on the Jim Henson Hour with sunglasses, when he became the host of Muppets Tonight, they took off the sunglasses and gave him eyeballs.
Right.
Which presumably so we would, be able to feel like we were looking into his soul or whatever.
And love him. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
They also strangely changed his core characterization from laid back and cool to a nervous wreck all the time about everything.
All the time, yeah. Yeah, that didn't really make much sense.
It's so strange that wasn't just a new character.
Right. Yeah, that would have been interesting. We didn't really talk about this with the snowman earlier, but another Muppet eyeball topic is Muppets with those little just like black beady eyes, which I've heard a lot of fans say that they find it hard to identify with characters like that. Like I think the characters on Animal Jam all have those little that's the short-lived Henson series from the early 2000s. I think they all have those just little like black dot eyes.
Yeah.
Ryan, your favorite guy, Bozark the elephant, didn't have that kind of eyes.
No, he didn't, which is why he's the best character on Animal Jam by a million. But
Anthony,
the snowman.
Anthony just happened to end up in a podcast with like the two people in America who have really strong opinions about Bozark the elephant
and his eyes.
Yeah, the Ryan and I are just like totally instantly on the same page of like, yeah, that's because Bozark was amazing.
Bozark was the best thing about that show.
He was great. He was the only good thing on that show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you wrote about Bozark on the website years ago, right, Danny?
Yes, and I'm on record. For a long time, I've been on record saying Bozark. The only worthwhile thing on the terrible, terrible animal.
Yeah, people who don't know what we're talking about can probably find Animal Jam clips on YouTube, or they can read Danny's My Week with Animal Jam article on the website.
The storytelling with Tommy DePaola didn't have any redeeming characters.
They have the same kind of eyes too, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was going to say the snowman in this has just round black dot eyes, but somehow we love the snowman. But maybe that's because he's a snowman, and snowmen always have just like coal
little
for
coal
eyes.
eyes. Yeah, literally pieces of coal.
I guess that's why.
If they ever made a Funko Pop figure of that snowman, it would be really easy because he would already.
Oh man,
it wouldn't look much different. Buy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it looks like just the same.
Right. Yeah.
Would you buy a Funko Pop of the turkey though?
No. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even buy a Funko Pop of all the Muppets.
Yeah, I have.
I had favorites, and then I had unfavorites.
No, I have Piggy, and that might be it. And then I have Wembley from the Fraggle Funko Pops and Sprocket.
I think I only have Kermit. Well, I have Jim Henson. Like I have the Jim Henson Funko Pop holding Ernie. I got the Target.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Ernie instead of Kermit. Yeah.
And the Super Grover.
Oh, cool.
I don't have just.
This is great. We should absolutely be spending people's time discussing specifically.
I also have a Funko Pop
character.
of the Thing from Fantastic Four, and one
I've got like a Dalek.
Ms. Marvel.
This is a good. Yeah. This is a good use of everyone.
Let's just list all our Funko Pops.
All the ones that we have.
I
have Harry Monster.
I have Charlie Brown. I have Egon. I have Howard the Duck.
Well, see, that's my thing, and we can move on momentarily, but I thought it would be cool, and
friends at home.
My wife Stacy and I, and previous guest of this podcast, thought it would be cool to have like a variety of Funko Pops, not just every Funko Pop from the same set, but like one Marvel character and one Muppet character and one Sesame Street character and one Stranger Things character. So, yeah, and then just put them all on a shelf, and they can stare at you with their black dot eyes.
Tiny soulless eyes.
Yeah.
I have Agent Dale Cooper from Twin Peaks as well, if anyone's
cool. Yeah.
I have Kyle MacLachlan on the Flintstones movie Funko Pop. No, I don't. That would rule.
I really was trying to think in my head, did they make Flintstones movie Funko Pops? But...
I don't know, man. They got some weird specific ones.
They really do.
They have, I was in this store the other day, and they have Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec with like sparkle makeup on from when Ron's stepdaughters played with him.
Okay. Wow. That means that so many people bought the regular Andy Dwyer Funko Pop that they knew they could sell another one.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there was not a Funko Pop made of the turkey from this special, but the turkey is in this special.
You're going to try.
And the next thing that happens is that he has one more sort of play up his sleeve here with the chef. He says, "If you think I'm a nice fat bird, look at this!" And he whips the door of the kitchen open.
And lightning flashes.
Yeah, so there's Big Bird standing in the living room. And there's, lightning flashes and thunder cracks. Is this the famous Castle Thunder sound effect that you hear in all the old horror movies?
Probably.
It's something very similar, if it's not. Yeah. But it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And the chef is just like, he's astonished. He says, "Nushka gobble gobble humunga."
As well he might.
Something about, because obviously that is a very big
He also
turkey.
says, "New York."
Yeah. Yes, that's right. I neglected to write that down.
Another little perfect detail that I love is he has like the baking pan in his hand.
Right, he's holding
throws it over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And it lands perfectly in the drying rack, the dish rack, and breaks dishes.
Oh, does it break the dishes?
At least it makes the sound effect of breaking.
It crashes,
which is amazing. That must have. I can totally see them doing that several times in order to get that exact perfect arc into the dish rack.
And the turkey dodges his head out of the way.
Yeah,
right. The turkey,
which helps even more. That it makes it seem like it's just crazy flying. You know?
Yeah, that's hilarious. So the chef is now devising a plan to cook and serve a 6-year-old child who is the beloved television friend of millions of children.
Yes, America's sweetheart.
Right. So that's happening. Then Oscar tells everyone to quiet down because there's a bulletin on TV. Which, since when does Oscar care about the news? I don't know, but I guess he just likes yelling at people either way.
Yeah.
And we get a brief glimpse before this clip ends of the Muppet Newsman, who starts to say, "And now for this new..." And we don't hear the rest of it because that's where the clip actually ends.
He says it. And now for this new.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end of these 2 minutes. Any final thoughts on this clip, starting with Danny?
Yes, I didn't mention before that I also have the Sam Eagle Funko Pop.
Thank you.
I needed to get that out of my system.
Very good. Yes, of course.
Now you know my entire set.
Oh, okay. I hope everyone was taking notes. Anthony, any other thoughts or Funko Pops?
Yeah, I have Linus and Lucy and Snoopy.
Great. And who was the last one?
We are.
Snoopy.
By the way, you know what we're doing right now is we're helping everybody with their Christmas lists.
Oh, yeah.
Now they know exactly what they can buy, the 3 of us.
You said Sweet Pea, Anthony, from Popeye?
I said Snoopy, Linus and Lucy and Snoopy.
Brown, they all go
Linus,
together.
Lucy,
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I see.
Snoopy would be tight, though.
I have Scooby-Dum.
It would be.
I don't have Scooby-Doo or any of his friends, but I have Scooby-Dum. Yes.
That's good. That's a good one.
Speaking of things that are dumb, we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of this podcast. All three of us will be here, so join us once again as we continue to deck the halls on Moving Right Along. Goodbye.
Happy holidays.
Oh, and I have Phenomena.
Oh, I do too.